Sensex and Taiwanese index, as you can see, are down anywhere between 0.2% to 2%.
The levels to watch, the 200-day moving average and the 200-day exponential moving average, which are placed at 16,800 to 17,000.
I don't think the Nifty will come down.
Morgan Stanley is the bull who has an overweight rating, target price of 225 per share.
First rates are in. The Nifty is down about 162 points.
Trend that the central banks are trying to achieve is bring the demand down to the level of the current supply curve so that we bring prices in control.
I do have some concerns about growth. I think we are taking growth a little bit for granted, and I don't think we should, at least at this stage.
We are confident of growing this margin, taking it forward.
The Nifty is still down about 1,000 points from the highs that we hit on September 15, which is closer to that 18,100 mark.
Dollar go to fresh 20-year highs, 114, and US bond yields went up to almost 3.8 on the 10-year and 4.2 on the 2-year.
Crude oil prices, the decline has been much sharper. We saw 5% of a cut on Friday, and we are down by nearly 1.5% to 2% even right now.
There has been a near 100-point recovery from the day's low.
Good afternoon and welcome to Closing Bell. I am Anuj, with me Prashant and Nigel, and actually the recovery has now become a bit bigger now on the Nifty from the lows, which was sub 17,000. We are now at 17,130. But essentially what's happened today is a bit of an algo trade which has played out, which is the currency trade. The dollar rupee has been the key about that, and IT is strong while financials are weak. And IT is strong despite actually globally IT being in such a bear market, and India included. But today the rupees move towards 82 has clearly helped that. The other thing which stands out is that there's been a lot of money which has been taken off the table in some of the outperforming stocks. Autos is a case in point, defense is another, manufacturing. There are so many individual sectors, and the market breadth is very poor at 1:10. Now what's happened today is that the market had a big decline, and right at the 200-day moving average, some buying has come in and the market's off. It will be interesting to see if we have a second test of the 200-day moving average. That normally happens, maybe not today, but over the next couple of days, and whether that is successful or not. Gentlemen, hi, good afternoon.
Anuj, hi, Nigel, hi. No, absolutely. I mean, I think a bit of reversal and just, a little bit of catch up on the way down with the rest of the world. Just last week, once again, global markets were down. If you take a look at the MSCI World Index, the broadest gauge of global markets, it was down 5% for the week, while the market here was down very small. And this is just 1 week. I mean, as we've been saying, extend the time horizons, and it's becomes even starker. So a little bit of catch up, and of course, I mean, you got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. IT financials, Anuj spoke about. We'll discuss what's happening, but to my mind, I mean, not very much special, just a bit of catch up on the way down. Nigel, hi.
Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. In the morning, even I was looking at the data points and hearing what you all had to say at around 8 a.m. I got an interesting query from a viewer. They said, what's happening? Prashant is in a little bit of green, Anuj is red. They said, we're a little bit confused on that front. I said, I didn't even think about it. We're looking at the data points, but I guess the 200 DMA is something that both of them are looking at. And I guess from around there is when we got that bounce. So
I thought that will come up. In the morning I was thinking that, Prashant was wearing a green tie and I was wearing red. I thought that will come up.
True story.
I'll tell you the true story. The reason is I ran out of shirts. So that's
All right. Well, last 60 minutes coming up. Let's see whether or not we can get closer towards the green terrain, or in fact, we dwindle down towards the 200 DMA. First up, let's run you through what we have lined up on the show for you. The market sell-off intensifies. All key indices slide, while mid-caps fall the most. The Nifty IT is the only index that's trading in the green. The rupee plunges fresh lows while the US yield spike yanks up Indian bond yields to 3-month highs. Latest updates coming in from the currency market in just a bit. And Andrew Holland, Chief Executive Officer at Adventis Alternate Strategies, will be joining us to discuss his view on the markets. Finally, we'll also be joined by Alpha Manager of the Day, Shubhani Sirkar-Kurian of Kotak Mahindra AMC, to discuss her top portfolio bets.
Okay, but first up, as always, how should you position yourself in this last